Today we will learn about social life and the Mahabharata in this video, and how kinship, caste, and class shaped early Indian society. Have you ever noticed how family rules decide weddings, jobs, or who inherits things at home? Let's imagine that in ancient India. Historians read the Mahabharata, Dharma Sutras, and Buddhist writings to learn how family ties, caste, and class shaped social rules and people's behavior. The Mahabharata grew over about 1,000 years, first sung by Sutas, then written down by Brahmanas from the 5th century BCE. In 1919, V.S. Sukthankar led a critical edition project, gathering Sanskrit manuscripts, and over 47 years produced a 13,000-page edition revealing regional variations. Footnotes and appendices in that edition show where major traditions mixed with local customs, helping historians see how stories changed over time. Kinship meant who lived together, shared resources, and performed rituals. Communities defined family in different ways across time and space indeed do. Some groups treated cousins and wider kin as family, while others focused on the nuclear household. Written records often emphasize elites more than ordinary people. Historians view kinship practices as choices that shaped who could claim property, social status, and political power in different communities, often to now. Patriliny traces descent through the male line. The Mahabharata story reinforced patrilineal succession and the importance of sons claiming their father's resources, often too now. Marriage rules organized alliances. Fathers performed Kanyadana, and Manusmriti lists 8 marriage types, ranking some as better than others. Gotras named for Vedic seers helped regulate marriage. Usually, women took their husband's gotra, though Satavahana records show some women kept their father's gotra. Some rulers practiced polygyny, and inscriptions with gotra and name details help historians trace marriages, kinship, and family networks over time too. Metronymics, naming a person after the mother, appear in inscriptions and show mothers could matter for identity and naming too, now often. Draupadi marrying the 5 Pandavas is a famous case of polyandry, reflecting diverse elite marriage customs and story explanations, often too now. Dharma Sutras linked Varna and occupations. Brahmanas to study and ritual, Kshatriyas to protect and govern, Vaishyas to farm and trade, Shudras to serve too. Although texts say kings should be Kshatriyas, history shows many rulers came from varied backgrounds, and power came from resources and armies. Jatis, the many subcastes often tied to occupations, sometimes formed guilds called shrenis that regulated trade, training, and welfare indeed too. The Mandasore inscription records silk weavers organizing as a guild that moved settlement and undertook public works like temple building too now. Texts call some groups mlechas, but stories like Eklavya show exchanges and tensions between settled and marginal communities indeed now often. The Manusmriti describes chandalas, untouchables given degrading tasks and strict restrictions, showing how some texts endorsed severe social exclusion too now often. Gender-shaped property rights. Men usually inherited land and cattle, while women had stridhan, gifts and jewelry, but limited wider control often. Yet queens like Prabhavati Gupta had influence and resources, showing that exceptions to male control did exist in certain times and places. Buddhist texts, such as passages in the Majjhima Nikaya, argued wealth and conduct mattered more than birth, offering an ethical critique of caste. A Sutta Pitaka myth says, people once chose a leader, called the Mahasammata, to keep order, suggesting kingship could be human agreement. In ancient Tamalakam, generosity and sharing wealth with bards and poets created status, showing alternate values besides birth and accumulation now. The Mahabharata is written in simpler Sanskrit than the Vedas and mixes dramatic narrative with didactic passages that teach social norms too. Originally composed by Sutas, the poem expanded over centuries, and tradition credits Vyas, while verses grew to about 100,000 in length. Excavations at Hastinapura by B.B. Lal found ruins, burnt brick houses, and soaked jars, which may connect to epic descriptions, though links are debated. Over time, the Mahabharata spread into many languages, inspired sculpture, painting, theatre, and dance, keeping the epic alive across regions too. So, what do we learn? Social life mixed rules and local practice. Kinship, caste, and economic groups all shaped behavior. But people and power mattered too. Let us quickly remember. Kinship varied. Patriliny was important. Marriage customs differed. Jatis and Shrenis organized work. And texts mixed story with rules. Thanks for listening. Stay curious and confident. Explore more on EduRev gently and ask questions without worry to learn more about these stories.